going on, guys? Fizz here once again. So this is going to be the second update for Physics Bubble Beam MPX, the Toxic Rain champion. So before we get into the map showcase today, I do need to make an announcement. So there is another build diary series starting first and foremost that will be running congruent to this one. That will be the Spectral Helix Impale champion. The reason being is that I need to start heisting. I need a lot of like raw currency to start crafting stuff. Basically this character is now level 90 and I've done nothing but farm Haywire Camlet and just run harvest like ad nauseum. And I've had really bad luck on this character with my harvests. So at this point, there's a few things like the cluster jewel. I think I just want to like brute force it. Actually right now, this cluster jewel is in a really interesting spot because it has Unholy Grace, which I need, and Touch of Cruelty, which I need. However, you'll notice that it's full on prefixes and suffixes. So ideally, what I can do here is hit it with an annul and hope that I take the max mana. If I can get the max mana, so 1 in 4 chance, then I actually have a Horticraft Augment Chaos mod that I can put on there, which gives me like a 1 in 3, 1 in 4 chance, ignoring waitings, to give me the last actual notable that I need. And then I can start using this. I have gotten a 3 triple notables on this cluster jewel. I've gotten, you know, multiple times where I get the double notable that I want, but it's obviously the only cluster jewel that I have. I don't want to use it until it's like not perfect, but until I get at least the 3 notables that I need, right? So that's the current plan. I'm not going to smash that right now. You guys stop by the stream if you want to see me do that, or you can just watch the video that comes after this one and find out the results then. But I need a lot of raw currency via heist to like start crafting some of this stuff. And then the second announcement is like you guys may have noticed the video slowed down a little bit. It's like no like lack of like passion or whatever on my part. It's just that I've kind of injured rather like my forearm, my wrists. It's like mild tendonitis or something. So playing right now is kind of like really painful for me. It's kind of why I've been like experimenting around with like random like little mini build diary series where like I've kind of like started playing like other builds and stuff that don't require as much input as some others. So that's kind of why content has changed a little bit on the channel. It's because like the amount of like raw playtime I'm able to put into the game right now is significantly lowered, and why also my stream times have been kind of cut down a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm at right now in terms of stuff like that. So I am sorry if you're looking forward to this stuff. It's the content is still coming. It's just going to be a little bit slower because I can't just like put as much raw time into the game as I could before, and I don't want to injure myself with Gauntlet coming up you know, in like 3 or 4 weeks from now. So I'm trying to take it easy, let my wrist and my forearm heal up a little bit so I don't absolutely destroy it when Gauntlet comes around, because that's when playtime will obviously be very, very high for a good 10 days. Anywho, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into a map showcase, and then I'll walk you guys through the changes in gear and all that good stuff, all right? So, what has changed from the last time you saw this character? Not a whole lot. Higher level, you'll notice that the damage is quite a bit higher, as well as mobs are just completely falling over, as were before. They definitely weren't. I did get a, well, I didn't get it. I remembered that I had a just random 6-link Citadel bow. Though the problem is that the Citadel bow base is a very slow base in terms of attack speed. My spirit as opposed to a Thicket bow, which has a 1.5 attacks per second. Citadel bow actually has 1.25, so it's like pretty, it's quite slow compared to Thicket bow. However, it was 6-linked, and I did have a ton of, I cannot remember the name of the essence, but it's the essence that gives +2 to skills for bows. So I threw a bunch of them on this one. I tried to get a +2, or like the +2 with the native +1 that bows can roll. I didn't hit it. I had 6, so I threw all 6 on there and didn't hit it. But I did get open suffix. So right now, basically what I went from was a 5-link Thicket bow that was a +3 to a 6-link Citadel bow that is +2, but also has Chaos Dot multi on it. So if you're wondering on the pure like sheet DPS, the difference between going from the +3 to the +2 with Chaos Dot multi, my dot damage went from 6.3k just on the actual Toxic Rain tooltip, and went from 6.3k to 6.15. So I only lost 150 dot DPS purely on tooltip. That's not including damage on full life. I definitely deal way more damage when you factor in damage on full life. However, I do have significantly less attack speed than before, but it is overall a huge damage gain, you know, as long as damage on full life is active, obviously. So yeah, pretty comfy, whatever. And damage on full life is actually really strong on champion. You don't need overleech or anything to really make it work, simply because you have ghost shrouds, in addition to like evasion and like tons of evasion and decent amount of energy shield. Basically, you're like never actually getting hit. And when you do, your ghost shrouds completely like tank the hit for you, and you don't actually end up losing any life. So the build actually stays at full life a very large amount of time. This bow also just happened to roll 21% chaos res on it on the last attempt as well, which was very nice because as you can see with that chaos res, I'm still -14. So I'm very much hurting for chaos res. It also had projectile speed, which is cool, I guess. Helps a little bit. In terms of updates to the gear though, this is the bow I was talking about. Yes, it is a tier 2 and not a tier 1, excuse me, benchcraft for chaos dot multi. I don't have chaos orbs. That's why I'm heisting. Check the other video for the heist character. But yes, this is a 6 link, only using a level 6 damage on full life support. I literally chucked it in right before doing this video. My Toxic Rain did hit level 20. I did corrupt it. I did not hit 21. I didn't de-level, but I didn't level up either. So I'm leveling a bunch of Toxic Rains now in my weapon swap. My Enlighten just hit level 2. And I actually do have a Facetter's Lens, which is the harvest thing that like saves gem XP that I can throw on this once it's probably a little bit closer to leveling up. But this setup isn't super important unless I end up getting a Rudy's Veil or something. But hey, I need to level up Enlighten anyway because I'm definitely going to be using it on something this league. So the Sag part, right? I finally got a Despair. I finally got one of my 2 Hunter rings to roll Despair on hit. However, you'll notice looking at this ring that it is absolutely awful and only has Despair on hit with Crafted on life. It offers no stats, which is why I'm stretched super thin in terms of res and stuff right now, because this ring sucks. But the Despair on hit is so nice, like in terms of damage. It feels so much like smoother to clear with Despair on hit, especially with like your Mirage Archer like constantly proccing it on stuff as well as you run through the map. Like, just having to throw down 1 Toxic Rain and then run feels so much better than like click 3 times, click 3 times, you know, click 3 times just to ensure they die. Like, you map so much more efficiently just doing this instead, as you can imagine. Like, it feels so much better. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll run it. I can make this work. The gloves are the same. The belt, I believe, is the same. The boots are the same. The helmet's the same. I believe. The helmet might have changed. I did craft a new helmet, but I'm not sure if this was in the last video or not. Timeline's getting a little bit confused for me. But if this has changed, basically it's just now the same thing with instead of tier 1 life like the old helmet had, and now it has tier 2 life but a bunch more resistance on it. And then the quiver is the next big change. So I finally got I've been getting a ton, crazily enough, I've been getting a ton of influence rerolls via harvest. And I finally got one of my quivers to roll Hunter influence, and funnily enough, it rolled from the harvest. It rolled tier 1 chaos dot multi. The life sucks, obviously. It's really low life, but it's tier 1 chaos dot multi, and it had an open suffix to craft res on. This isn't perfect, but it's way better than what I was using previously. So until I get another Hunter quiver, this is going to be what I'm using for the time being. So that's all the gear updates. Not a whole lot. And lastly, if it wasn't done in the last video, Uber Lab has been done. We now have Conquer, Taunt on hit, less damage, helps with totems. Basically just way more survivability. Very nice. Past that, you'll notice I spec'd out of a few life nodes and stuff. I basically just really wanted damage. Beyond that, I'm pretty sure I just pathed down. I finished getting the inveterate. I've never even seen this word in my life. I grabbed this cluster notable and then pathed through and got Master Fletcher. The next thing that I need to focus on is getting a like AoE craft somewhere on my gear, probably gloves once I replace them, for the, you know, the 39% increased AoE breakpoint. Now I am running the bow mastery as well for 20% increased AoE, but I'm not at the breakpoint right now. I'm only at 30%, I think, total AoE, so it's whatever. But yeah, I just need, this character needs a few levels, and then I just need a good amount of like currency to just craft things on this character. Also to note is I'm sitting at 4 exalted orbs. To kind of like craft like my endgame bow and stuff like that, I'm gonna need at least 8 or 9, and that's if I hit it first try. But that's pretty much everything in terms of the character. Not a whole lot for this update, but probably gonna be heisting the next few days in order to actually start crafting a bunch of the endgame stuff I'm gonna use on the character, because I have the bases, I just need to craft them. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like, thumbs down. Tell me I can do better. If you like me, maybe consider subbing. And once again, I'm sorry guys about the content coming out a little bit slower. It's just, you know, injuries, you know, I gotta take health first. Anyway, take it easy guys. See you around.